Hey guys! So far in this section, we've been working with numbers, characters, booleans, and strings. And you might have noticed something. We've been using variables the entire time. But what are variables? In this video, we're going to take a step back and properly introduce them, what they are, how they work, and how we can use them to make our code more dynamic and readable. Let's get started. Okay guys, so I want you to open IntelliJ, create a new project, and create a new class inside source. Write the main method. Now I want you to think of a variable as a container. It holds a value like a number or a word that you might want to use or change later. And in Java, every variable needs two things. A type, like int, double, char, boolean, or string, which we've learned in this section, and a name. So let's go ahead and call this my age. It's a name that you choose, but there are some restrictions. If you want to make the beginning of the variable name a symbol, you can only use underscore or a dollar sign. Anything else will give an error, so you cannot start it with a dash, an and, a hashtag, and so on. And you cannot start it with a number, so using 0, 1, 2 as a start, you cannot start it with a number. Okay, so these are the restrictions for the variable name. Now, certain conventions that we follow while naming variables is the camel case. Camel case is when you start the first letter of the variable lowercase and the other word. So if your variable name is formed of two words, like my age in this case, you have to capitalize the start of any other word. Mariam, for instance, then we have to capitalize the M in this case. So these are just some conventions that are good to follow because it makes it clear, and anybody who's working with someone else on a project can read easily the variables and understand them. Okay, so I also wanted to discuss something important. Every time that we declared the type, gave the variable a name, and assigned it a value using this equal sign, this is called initialization. You can do something else, which is called to declare a variable first, then assign a value later. So for instance, you can just declare the variable. So you basically just give a variable a name and define its type, but you do not give it a certain value. And then later on in the code, you can just give it the value. You can also reassign it. So you can go ahead and write my age is equal to 23. In this case, if you try to print the value now, it will be 23. Congratulations on making it this far. We're heading into a brand new section where things start to get really interesting. We'll be introduced to conditionals, loops, and methods, the tools we use to make decisions and repeat actions in our programs. See you there!